load gets delivered, some take the driver with them. Darren Hoyt was known for two things: keeping his mouth shut and hauling what no one else would. When he got a call from a private client offering triple pay for a cross-country overnight haul, he didn't ask questions. Just one condition: no stops, no opening the trailer, and no deviating from the GPS. The pickup location was strange: a warehouse buried deep in the Arizona desert. No signs, no lights, just a concrete structure with a single steel ramp. A man in a suit handed Darren the manifest. "Your cargo is time sensitive," the man said without blinking. "No deviations, no exceptions." Inside the trailer, just a single shrouded object bolted to the floor under thick tarps and metal braces. Darren thought it was some kind of high-tech generator or a weapon. He didn't care. He hit the road by sundown. The first 100 miles were smooth, endless desert, the stars spinning in cloudless silence. Then the whispers started. Software, like wind through dry bones. He turned down the radio. Still there. He pulled out his phone to record the noise but found the battery dead, though it had been fully charged. Then his CB crackled to life. "Hoyt! Hoyt! Why did you agree to this?" He jerked the mic from its holder. "Who the hell is this?" Static. Then the sound of something breathing. Somewhere near the New Mexico border, Darren glanced at his side mirror. Something was running alongside the trailer. Four-legged, gaunt, pale. He slammed the gas. The shape vanished into the brush. Moments later, the rig lurched as if something had climbed onto the trailer roof. He swerved. Silence. Then a thud. He pulled into a dim rest stop, heart racing. Still no stopping was allowed, but he had to check. Climbing atop the trailer, he found nothing but claw marks, burnt into the metal. And the tarp was humming. Darren noticed the sun rising, far too early, then setting again. It happened 3 times in 1 hour. The GPS changed directions on its own. The road signs turned to gibberish. He blinked, and suddenly he was driving through a town he recognized from his childhood. Except that town had burned down 15 years ago. His hands began to tremble. He reached for the manifest to reread the instructions, and found a new line added: "Do not acknowledge the shifts. Reality must stabilize." Night returned and Darren saw lights in his rear view. Old rigs, rusted but running fast. They formed a convoy behind him. One pulled up beside him. The driver had no eyes. Instead, black holes wept smoke. His mouth moved, mouthing the words, "Turn back." Darren looked away. The ghost rigs disappeared. His own headlights dimmed, revealing messages etched in the fog. "You're next." Desperate, Darren pulled out the GPS box. The screen flickered, then displayed live footage from inside the trailer. It showed the tarp slowly rising, revealing a sarcophagus made of obsidian. It was glowing, pulsing like a heartbeat. His dashboard lights turned red. The truck spoke in a mechanical voice. Containment breach imminent. He tried to stop. The brakes didn't respond. The trailer door thudded, from the inside, then again. The locks began to unscrew by themselves. Ethereal hands reached around the cab. Cold, invisible, the windows frosted from within. Shapes appeared in the glass, faces pressed against it, screaming. His chest burned. Memories of things that never happened flooded his mind. Being buried alive, suffocating in a coffin. His heartbeat synced with the pulsing glow in the trailer. The road dropped away. Suddenly, the truck was driving on nothing. A black void. Stars above, stars below. Gravity twisted. A sign floated past. "Welcome to Threshold." He screamed. The trailer opened on its own. The sarcophagus rose, levitating, emitting a sound like a choir of the damned. Something inside was waking up. A voice filled the cab. Ancient, deep. You have carried me. Now I carry you. Darren felt his body freeze. The steering wheel turned to bone. The seat melted into thorns. The dashboard grew teeth. You are the delivery. The sarcophagus cracked open. A hand reached out, not to take, but to offer. A mirror. In it, Darren saw himself, driving forever, never aging, bound to the wheel. A new truck appeared in the Arizona warehouse. Same model, same trailer. Inside, a sarcophagus. Outside, a man in a suit greeted the next driver. Sign here. No stops, no questions. The new driver looked nervous. What's the cargo? The man smiled. Just a phantom payload. Nothing you need to worry about. In the trailer, Darren's reflection blinked from the mirrored walls. Still driving, still screaming. Forever on the graveyard highway. They say if you see an unmarked rig with flickering lights and a trailer that hums, you shouldn't try to pass it. If you do, you might hear your own name whispered through the CB radio and realize you were meant to haul the payload next. He thought it was a routine drive across the Midwest. Until the road started looping, the stars vanished, and his dead daughter called him from the passenger seat. Jack Mercer had been driving trucks for 27 years. After the accident that took his daughter, he took only solo routes, long, quiet miles where he didn't have to talk to anyone but himself. His dispatcher called with an urgent job, a refrigerated trailer pickup from a small meat processing plant in Iowa. Simple drop-off near Detroit. Good pay. Jack needed the money, and besides, it sounded like the kind of lonely route he preferred. When he arrived at the plant, it was past dusk. The place was silent, too silent for an operational facility. A night guard waved him through without saying a word. He backed up to the dock. The trailer was already loaded. As he stepped out to sign the manifest, he noticed something odd. No sounds, no cattle, no workers, just one crate inside the trailer. It was massive, metal, cold to the touch even through gloves. And it had symbols scratched into the surface, not letters, symbols. The paperwork was almost blank, just coordinates and the phrase, "handle with silence." Jack signed. He was tired. He just wanted the road. He drove east through fields and frost. After 50 miles, the road looked familiar. The same billboard about corn seed. The same broken sign that read, "Dino's Diner, 4 miles." He checked the GPS. It said he had traveled 50 miles, but the road hadn't changed. He kept going. Another 40 miles. Same sign, same diner, same billboard. He turned off the GPS and took a side route. That's when his radio crackled. "Don't leave the road, Daddy." His blood turned to ice. His eyes darted to the passenger seat. Empty. But the seatbelt was buckled, indented, as if someone, or something, was sitting there. He stopped the truck, got out, checked the sleeper cab. Nothing. When he climbed back in, a child's drawing was on the dashboard. A truck, a stick figure family, and a little girl holding hands with a red-eyed figure, written below in crayon. "Drive forever, Daddy, then we'll be together." He ripped the paper in half. The pieces blew out the window, and then the drawing was back on the dashboard, untorn. Jack marked the odometer, 412.6 miles. 2 hours later, still 412.6 miles. He watched the sun rise and fall in minutes. The road cracked and repaired itself behind him. Trees grew and died in seconds. A woman appeared in the middle of the highway, her eyes bleeding. He swerved, but she vanished before impact. His radio played a lullaby. His daughter's favorite, then a whisper, "Open the trailer." He didn't. Jack started to hear, squelching, from the trailer. He stopped and got out. The trailer was frosted over, white breath rising off it in thick puffs. A long scratch had formed down the side. Then a noise, like hooves inside. He checked the padlock, still sealed. He knocked once. Something knocked back. He drove faster. He finally found a gas station. Old, dusty, flickering lights. The clerk didn't look up as Jack walked in. "Pump 4, Jack muttered. "No fuel," said the clerk. Jack turned to leave. "Your daughter left this," the clerk said, holding up a pink stuffed bunny. Jack hadn't seen it since the night of the crash. When he turned back, the clerk was gone. The store was abandoned, and the pumps were on fire. The temperature dropped below freezing, inside the cab. Frost spread across the windshield. Then, bang, bang, bang. The trailer burst open. Jack stopped the rig and stepped out with a crowbar. The container door was wide open. Nothing inside but a hole descending into the trailer floor, impossibly deep. He looked down and saw a spiral staircase made of bones. Something compelled him. He stepped into the hole. The spiral staircase echoed as he descended. He passed murals drawn in blood of trucks surrounded by shadows. Families consumed by roads that wrapped around themselves. At the bottom, a hallway of mirrors. Each reflection showed Jack at a different point in life. In one, he held his daughter. In another, he stood in fire. In one, he was nothing but bone. Then a final mirror showed him now, and behind him, a beast made of tires and sinew. Jack ran back up the stairs. The trailer was gone. The truck was now fused to a road that floated through stars. Other trucks appeared beside him, driven by the dead, their faces frozen in agony. "Drive," they whispered. "Drive or be driven." Jack pressed the pedal. The road stretched, for miles, for lifetimes. He realized what the meat plant was. Not a place for animals, a place for souls. The cargo? Himself. Recycled grief. Trauma packed in flesh. He was the product now. A delivery of sorrow to a destination that didn't exist. The CB crackled. "Daddy?" His daughter's voice. He wept. "I don't want you to be sad anymore," she said. He pulled over on a shoulder made of ash. Her spirit appeared beside him. He closed his eyes. She smiled, then whispered, "You're almost home." Jack's truck still drives. Some say it flickers in and out of visibility on certain roads. If you pass it, you'll see a man sobbing, a pink bunny on the dash, and a trailer that's impossibly cold. Don't honk, don't wave. Because if he notices you, you'll be next in line to drive the eternal mile. Some roads never end, some deliveries never complete, and some drivers never come home. The next time you see a rig with frost on its tail and shadows trailing the wheels, say a prayer. Because Jack Mercer is still driving, and he's always looking for relief from the road.